シージファンの皆様、こんにちは、こんばんは。とある薬学生と言います。今回も最後まで楽しんでいってください。
As sort of half a death really, because they've got an intimate knowledge of exactly where those cams are placed, and you know that Renshiro's making plenty of call-outs right now. We get a couple of trades coming in there. Virtue will take Shaiko down, but not without the loss of Uno, and that now leaves us 4 versus 3. Virtue is in position here to potentially get this diffuser down, but Rafal has plenty of utility left to deny this. Now that is huge. Pengu coming in with a kill onto Brede, trading out that Citizen death, and it all goes in the direction of G2. Virtue had got himself into the position to get the diffuser down, but he didn't need to. The guns were there, the ADS is trained, there's and apply pressure from there to the attackers, so that could be a real heads up move, but it just depends whether Alems can get himself over there in time to make any sort of impact. He's making plenty of impact elsewhere in the map, taking the Zafir of Uno off the board, and right now G2's inability to deal with that top floor Roma is coming back to bite them.
Final 10 seconds here. It's all or nothing for G2 once again. Can they find the frags? Yes, they can. 2 come through, but Alem's rotating back down, finds a third. That's 2 on the roam and 1 on site. That clock hit 0. They had to try and stick the plan, but just not in the lead. That was Renshiro or Alem with a C4. Not quite sure which one threw it. Not that it matters, as Renshiro is now dead. Citizen at the 42nd mark, finding the opening kill.
G2 doing a very good job of keeping Renshiro quiet so far. We've said how much of a hero player he's been for BDS, but there goes Brede. We said that we thought G2 did not know exactly where he was, and they did not, followed up with a Nitro. That now leaves us 3 versus 3, and this round just heated up very, very quickly. Will it be out of the frying pan and into the fire for G2 though, or can they bring this one back under control? We've got a down on Virtue. Citizen moves in and does Citizen things with a headshot onto Rafal. Shut down though, and now effectively 1 versus 2. Kanto 1 HP in a dream that turns into a nightmare as BDS shut down round 4, and they now lead 3-1 on the defense here of Villa, and turns out Des, he will be collected.
Reset, I think.
Yeah, I think he's going to be brought back up. Now, Rafal is on low health, but manages to get himself... No, he doesn't. It's Shaiko who actually does the damage. Renshiro with a huge double, and right now BDS are collapsing beautifully. Uno finds himself in a 1 versus 3 in sight, gets a second. 1 versus 2, but the time ticks down. There is nothing he can do. Time waits and no mobile there. He has been picked up on that Jackal Inox scanner, and he's just having his location pinged around, so he's making sure that he remains mobile, but Brede will be mobile no more as Kanto Raketti shuts him down. 4 versus 2, 30 seconds left to go, and here comes the pressure. This is going to be an awful lot for the 2 remaining men of BDS to absorb. Kanto gets himself another. Shaiko, however, comes in with a kill on 2 Citizen. 1 versus 3 now. He's going to have to successfully complete a 1 versus 4, but that is 2 on the board. 2 to go. 18 seconds. He is tracked. Information is being fed on his location. Shaiko keeps himself as mobile as he can. Pengu, with the clock in mind, knows he needs to get that diffuser down. Uno shuts down Shaiko as he goes in. Don't think he sends the drone in close enough, and he's not going to be able to move in and make that challenge. Virtue gets Renshiro. 3 versus 3. Pengu moves back into sight onto Alems. Brede is getting the diffuser down right now. Shaiko fighting hard. He moves in and gets a huge kill. Last one comes in. 4K for Shaiko, and he is turning up when BDS need him most, covering the plant and just taking full advantage of the chaos.
Coming from another direction. Really well played by BDS. It puts them in a 4 versus 3, but 10 seconds on the clock. I always worry when it comes down to the execute. Let's see if they can keep them away from sight. Virtue sure can. 2 kills for himself. Pengu's holding down south. Shotguns out. Collects the final down. That should be the end of it. There we go. G2 taking the round and almost doling a little, and you've still got to deal with the yokai. As you can see, one being moved here, I believe, towards Trophy or towards Statuary, because they're aware that there might be execute coming through there, given the focus that has gone in. And sure enough, Brede is in. Rafale's inside of Master. They've got the angles they need, but they've got to be so careful of what happens next. The yokai's up on the ceiling. There's one behind the shield, but they still managed to get away with it, and the plant goes down. How have they managed to get away with this one? Shaiko finds a second kill. There's one now inside of Master because they've taken out Rafale. They've got to deal with these multiple angles, and it's the flank that needs to come through. You can see Uno on the downstairs needs to head his way towards red stairs, I felt, but BDS have got a bit of a hold on the go here. Brede and Shaiko, the two players we touched on a few times, not the best in KD. Now Pengu's going to try and stick. Can they spray this out from the below? Can they contest in close range? He tries to go for it. Uno wins one, wins two. It is massive as a player that we don't normally see stepping up on the KD stats. Those are two.
Up through the hatch and just alerts the presence, but takes a great headshot onto Alems. I was just waiting to see how that plays out. Huge second onto Shaiko, drops back down. His job is done, and he moves himself.
So they were safe to then remove the shield, but it's only another minute wasted. 40 seconds left. Look at last round. We got to this point, and BDS were only just starting to square up to go for an execute. It's going to feel the same here. You've still got to deal with smokes coming out. Does put one through the head of Citizen, so it's a 4 versus 4, but all the right delay tools are still here, Ace. I worry if they have enough time to make this happen.
Out comes the Toxic Babe canister. Pengu using the electricity of Clash's shield just to slow down the attack as much as possible. Kanto gets a kill onto Rafale, second on the round, but Virtue will be shut down on the challenge, and these are trading back and forward at the minute. Alems is trying to get in behind the Clash. He does get in behind the smoke. They're completely unaware of his presence. He goes for the challenge. Huge play from Alems coming out there with a big double. Brede gets the diffuser down, and right now it is all down to Kanto. Gets himself the third on the round. He is on for the ace here. 1 versus 2 as Alems takes out the downed Pengu. Kanto, he's got to make a move. Shut down by Alems, who has the counter ace. There's
Unbelievable that he gets the flank through a bit of a slip of communication.
On that south side, we can see that the push is likely to come through here. Uno just clearing out that utility. Virtue diffuser in hand. Smoke canister baited out, but will not be able to close the round out like that. We can see Capitao there. Pengu doing big work just to shut off that south side with those asphyxiation bolts, but he will be challenged very soon as the fire wears off. Renshiro just forced back. Further shots come in. How does he not go down there? Shaiko and Rafale get themselves 3 versus 3 as Virtue pushes in for a trade. Right now, Kanto shuts down Brede, and this all looks to be going in the favour of G2 as a second for Kanto. Citizen gets in on the game, and that is going to be 15 rounds for us, Des. It just as much as they want to win it, and you get this really difficult balance of aggression. Renshiro coming in and opening things up with a headshot onto Uno. That's going to be the Wamai gone, and that leaves us now 5 versus 4. Challenges need to be made from G2. Kanto will do that, but shut down by Shaiko on the trade, and we find ourselves with Brede down, diffuser cold on the ground. 3 versus 3, 27 seconds left to go. There is work to be done for BDS here. They need to recover it. Virtue, Citizen going big exactly when G2 need them. Can they close this out? It is now 3 versus 1. G2 take it. They are going to go 2 maps into the lead with managing to claw back a hard-fought fixture on Villa.
I really feel you cannot write BDS off. Look at that from Shaiko. 17 kills, back in old form. But on the other side for G2, 4 players at 12 kills plus. Unbelievable performance. A team of fraggers, absolutely. But we saw a...
Pray that you'll be dead to me.